Coming up on Sunday, the final football game of the year, an entertainment extravaganza, and some pretty good TV commercials as well. That, of course, means one thing, the Super Bowl. And any casual fan knows this year's teams are the Chicago Bears and the Indianapolis Colts. It's safe to say there are three storylines to this game. The fact we have two African-American coaches working the sidelines, Chicago's Lovie Smith and Indy's Tony Dungy, is one. Then there's the game itself. After all, this is the Super Bowl, the biggest single game event in the world. And lastly, and perhaps this is the biggest story angle of the week, there's the story of Peyton Manning finally taking part in the NFL Showcase game. He's the league's poster boy and the best quarterback around to have not won the big game. Will that change this week? At the midway mark of the season, the Bears and Colts were on a collision course, seemingly destined for a trip to the Super Bowl. The Colts were unbeaten in 8 games. The Bears were 7-1. In the second half, things got interesting. Behind the great defense and play on special teams, the Bears finished strong. Quarterback Rex Grossman had his ups and downs, but the ups prevailed, and the Bears won 6 of their last 8 games. The Colts, meanwhile, stumbled, losing 4 of 8 games, including 3 of their last 5 games. The weakness of the rush defense came to the surface, and the AFC champs were humbled by Jacksonville and by the Texans. Coach Dungy says the adversity in the second half of the season has keyed the resurgence of play in the postseason, where the rush defense has been outstanding. First came a victory over the Chiefs and the shutting down of Pro Bowl running back Larry Johnson. Then came the impressive 15-6 win over Baltimore, followed by the free-for-all with New England, which included some fine defense in the second half. For the Bears, the trip to this game has been a bit shorter, just 2 games. A close win over Seattle, decided in overtime by a 49-yard field goal by Robbie Gould, and then the lopsided victory over New Orleans. Coach Smith has seen his team go from mediocre when he took over to the best in the NFC. 3 of the last 5 Super Bowls have been decided by 3 points, and as always, the kickers may play a big role in this game. That favors the Colts and 3-time Super Bowl winner Adam Vinatieri. To the winner of Sunday's game, the NFL championship and a ring worth $5,000 apiece. To the loser, a trip home and a head start on the '07 season. Jack Briggs, The Associated Press.